how to escape the dating apps swipe swamp, and how to build real connections through social skills. Brother, let's be honest. If you are tired of endlessly swiping only to get ghosted or stuck in shallow conversations, you are not the only one. I speak to men daily who feel like dating apps are crushing their confidence and are giving them more rejection than connection. Yeah, so you're not alone. And what if I told you that the real opportunities are out there in the world, like right there around you? And you can grab them by training your social muscles. So that's what this training is going to be about. We're going to bust the myth. I almost wanted to say bust the nut. We're going to bust the myth that dating apps are the only way to meet women. Yeah, you will learn why focusing too much on apps will lead to frustration and a negative self-image, and how to turn this around. And we're going to dive deeper into developing your social skills and charisma so that you can naturally and effectively connect with women around you in everyday situations. On the street, in a cafe, in a bar, during a hobby. Yeah, so expect some practical proven techniques based on social psychology and effective communication. So, my name is Rink. Yeah, for the ones who have no idea who this bald guy is, my name is Rink. People call me Rick. Outside of Holland, I'm known as Rick the Dutch guy. Rick Dutch. And over the past 18 years, I've been diving into the psychology and the science of romantic attraction. And I have seen, because I come from an era before the internet, I have seen how the dating world has changed, especially in the last 10 years, 15 years. And I've seen how many men have gotten stuck in the frustration of dating apps. Yeah, so my expertise lies in coaching men to rediscover their natural social skills and their charisma so that they can succeed in face-to-face interactions. Yeah. Now, first things first, I want to break or dissect and demolish a few negative beliefs that are holding many men back. Maybe you recognize yourself in this. The first one is, I need dating apps because that's where everyone is. And many men, they believe that they're missing out on possibilities if they're not on apps. Yeah, and this comes from the visibility of dating apps, but it ignores the reality of the interactions there. And it ignores the reality that there's 75% men and 25% women on dating apps. I mean, hello, you're not missing out on anything. Yeah, and we know from social psychology, because it shows that real spontaneous interactions often lead to deeper and faster connections than filtered app conversations. Plus, there are plenty of potential partners who do not focus on dating apps, who you will never find on dating apps. And I think that not so long ago there was a research done that more and more women are leaving dating apps. Yeah, so a better belief for you to implement, to install, would be the best connections often happen unexpectedly in the real world. And I can learn to create and seize those opportunities. The second negative belief is, my failures on dating apps mean that I am unattractive. Now, this is a dangerous misconception, because success on dating apps depend on factors like your photos, algorithms, um, very shallow first impressions, and they say little about your actual attractiveness or your value as a person in real life. Yeah, your charisma, your energy, your humor, your social skills, they do not translate well online. So what you have to understand is that your value is not defined by swipes. Your real attractiveness shines in face-to-face interactions. Okay? Belief number 3. Yeah, my notes here's my few notes. Talking to real people or talking to people in real life is weird or intrusive. And I keep hearing that. Yeah, I'm not going to go over there, but they will think it's weird. No, you are experiencing a fear that comes from insecurity and a lack of social calibration. Because it's not about what you do, the approach, it's how you do it. Yeah? Well-developed social skills based on respect, genuine interest, and a relaxed attitude are appreciated. Why? Because they do not happen very often anymore. And we are social animals. Yeah, so with the right social skills, you can and will naturally and respectfully start conversations with people. You know, don't think about I need to speak to women. No, you need to speak to people in general. Yeah, become a social person. The fourth belief is I am not extroverted enough for social situations. Well, this is a big misunderstanding of social skills because you do not need to be a loud party goer. Charisma and effective communication are about presence, about showing genuine interest, about active listening, asking the right questions, radiating positive energy. You do not even have to speak a whole lot to fill a 2-hour window in which you have a date. I can fill a 2-hour date very easily by asking a few questions and asking questions about the questions and making statements. Yeah, so your personality type, if you think you are introverted, is not a limitation. You too can learn social skills that suit you and that are effective. Yeah, so now we're going to dive into the 5 strategies to escape apps and how to thrive in a social setting. Strategy number 1. The dating apps detox. I spoke to a guy last week and he told me that he had this urge to constantly be online, on the apps. Why? Well, because he said like I need to feel or I need to be online and available at all times. You know, I'm afraid I'm going to miss out. And this creates stress and this creates a dependence on external validation. Yeah, while we know from social psychology that constant digital stimulation undermines our ability to form deep and real connections. It is what it is. Yeah, so what you have to understand is that your self-worth is not lied or tied, how do you say that in English? Tied to digital validation. Yeah, focus on your internal qualities. Focus on internal qualities and offline activities because that we know from studies that strengthens your self-esteem. And also because when you are out and you have social interactions, you will have to learn with rejections. Yeah, and this is one big challenge that a lot of men face and why they hate women is because they get rejected on apps left and right. And then they have this belief, you know, or there's this thought process where rejections on dating apps, they take it personal, and by making it personal, it feels extra painful. So it directly impacts your self-esteem, which is like, do you not see how ludicrous this is? We know from communicational science, yeah, that nonverbal cues and direct interaction and that social dance and everything that it encompasses are essential for one, to learn about social dynamics, and two, to be able to create those deeper connections that you actually crave. Yeah? So limit or stop your dating apps usage. Yeah, plan a detox period, 30 days, where you're gonna focus only on offline interactions, no online interactions. Focus on self-care and activities that boost your confidence, yeah, outside of dating, like sports, like hobbies, like learning or spending time with friends. And also, redefine your success. Don't measure your progress by matches, yeah, on dating apps or by dates or phone numbers. But measure your progress by the number of positive social interactions that you have had, no matter how small they are. Yeah? So when you feel the urge to swipe, go for a workout. Call a friend. If you feel the urge to swipe, instead of swiping, call a buddy. Hey man, I felt like swiping, so I thought of you. I felt a bit horny and I wanted to swipe, so I just called you. Yeah. Delete apps from your phone, yeah, to eliminate that constant temptation, that you naturally have. Strategy number 2: drink enough water. No, that's not it. It's become a master of social observation. I keep hearing it with the guys in our mentorship program, especially the ones that are introverted. They easily hide behind, I don't know how to read social situations, so I don't engage in social situations. Now, this comes from a lack of conscious attention to the dynamics around you and due to a lack of practice, social practice. Often worst by constant screen focus. Yeah? What you have to understand is that you can learn to understand social signals and social dynamics. Social intelligence is a skill that you can train by observing consciously. Yeah? There you go. Yeah, but I'm afraid of saying or doing the wrong thing. Is another obstacle that a lot of guys just, it keeps them passive. And it leads to missed opportunities. But by observing, by actually being present in a social situation, and it's okay, if sometime, I did that myself. Sit down at the bar or sit down on a terrace, outside, and just enjoying my wine and just observing, like, what in the world is going on here? What's really going on? Yeah, by observing, you can learn to see what's going on, to gauge social interactions, and you will learn how to join in naturally. This will reduce the fear of making mistakes. Yeah, so practice people watching. Go to a cafe, go to a park, go to a square, sit down, be present instead of inside your mind or inside your phone, and observe natural social interactions. As if you are watching watching some National Geographic documentary. And here he comes, the bachelor. He spots a female. Yeah? Look at body language, conversation dynamics, energy levels. And do this without judgment, only to learn from it. Yeah? Notice how others start conversations. What do they say? How is their body language? What are they exuding? What kind of an energy? Why does it work? Why does it not work? What works? What doesn't work? Analyze the vibe of different environments. Yeah, how does the atmosphere in a bookstore differ from that in a busy bar, for an example? So that you can learn to adjust your approach and your energy accordingly. Yeah, so when you see someone start a conversation with a simple contextual comment, try to notice, like, what is he saying? Why is it working? Learn to observe a group and see how open body language invites interactions, while closed postures with a resting bitch face, something that I have, it creates distance. Put a smile on your face. It will help, yeah, putting a smile on your face. Strategy number 3, mastering the art of low stakes conversation. Another non-serving belief that keep many men off of the playing field is the belief that they have to be funny or deep, or that they have to have the perfect opening line. And this only puts unnecessary pressure on yourself. Yeah, that's why we focus, with Man Academy, we focus primarily on the indirect method, so that we can start conversations with neutral, contextual topics. Yeah, because look, every conversation, no matter how short, is valuable practice. And you have to be consistent at it so that you can build a skill and build confidence while doing it. Yeah, but a short conversation seems pointless because it doesn't lead to a phone number exchange or a date. I heard that was one of the guys that he told me that 2 weeks ago. And he missed the point. If that's what you think, you missed the point. The goal is not to get a number. The goal is not to get a date. The goal is to practice your social skills and to become comfortable. Yeah, for you to be relaxed, to be at ease, so that you can chat friendly and in a positive way, because that's already way more attractive than what the gray mass of other guys are doing. People in general are drawn to positive social energy. Women are drawn to positive social energy. Yeah, so practice daily with micro interactions. Make a short comment. Ask a simple question to people that you encounter. Store staff, neighbors, people in a line, doesn't matter. Focus on friendliness, focus on a smile. Yeah? You don't need anything from them. You're there to practice. You're there anyways, so might as well practice your social skills. And if you don't know what to say or how to start, use the environment as a conversation starter. You're standing in line, yeah, with your shopping basket. Say to the person behind you or in front of you, wow, it's a really busy day today, huh? See, it doesn't have to be big. Just that one little step. I bet you that's a whole lot more than that you usually do. Yeah? And focus on the process. Focus on the process of interaction, not the outcome. Yeah, because I had the same thing when I went out and I didn't came home with a phone number. I felt like a failure. But I didn't think about the fact that I took certain steps outside of my comfort zone. The goal is to get comfortable talking to strangers. The goal is for you to be socially more aware and to understand social dynamics. Yeah? So, if you're at a concert, look at the person right next to you. Hey, great vibe here, huh? Don't you think? That's it. You don't need anything more. At the supermarket, hey, I see you're grabbing product X. Is that any good? Because I was... What was the twijfelen? I wasn't sure about that last time that I was here. Or if you're waiting for the bus. Ooh, well, I hope it doesn't take long in this weather. Hey, how are you? That's it. Smile on your face. Yeah, and no needy energy. There you go. Small but effective. Yeah. Strategy number 4. Develop conversational flow and charisma. I know that many guys struggle with the fact that their conversations always die out. And this often happens due to many closed questions or not enough active listening or too much focus on yourself. Yeah, what you have to understand is that you can learn how to keep conversations flowing and to deepen them. Because conversational skills are trainable. Yeah, but I don't know how to come across as interesting. Well, this comes from the misconception that you need to be entertaining constantly. You don't have to be entertaining constantly. It's good if you can be. It's good to build that social bonfire to heat her up a little bit. It helps. But you don't have to be an entertaining clown. Yeah, your genuine interest, your positive energy already makes you way more attractive than the majority of men. Yeah, charisma comes from authenticity and how you make others feel. So practice open-ended questions. Who, what, where, when, why, how. And be an active listener. Nod. Make eye contact. Summarize what the other person says. So if I understand correctly, you mean this, that, and that, or how does that work? And then they go off again. Ask follow-up questions. Yeah, and share about yourself in a balanced way. Tell short, relevant anecdotes or opinions, but keep the focus not on you, keep the focus on the interaction. And work on your presence. Put a smile on your face. Have an open posture. Positive energy is magnetic, okay? Strategy number 5. Recognize and create opportunities for deeper connection. I heard the guy say this last week. I don't know when or how to show interest without being awkward. I understand. Yeah, this comes from a fear of rejection, and this comes from uncertainty about social signals. Because when you can learn how to, when you learn how to recognize the subtle signs of interest, you're already 10 steps ahead of the rest of the guys. Yeah, because when you communicate in an interesting way and it hits, she will communicate signs of interest, yeah, indications of interest, IOIs. Then it's okay for you to slowly, gently show more and more interest. Then it will not feel awkward. If you show interest like most guys do, yeah, if the girl smiles at them and they're like, oh, she smiles at me, she must like me, let's pull my cock out. Yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah, that does not work. But look for signals from her side. Does she keep talking? Does she smile genuinely? Does she ask questions back? Does she make prolonged eye contact? Does she lean in during the conversations? Yeah? If the signals are positive, you can show a little bit more interest in her. You can deepen the conversation. You can share something more personal, but appropriate. Don't go there, guys, not yet. Yeah, and you can even give a genuine compliment. Or you can find a common interest. Yeah? Is there anything more that I want to share when it comes to this? Yeah, there was one more thing. Create an opening for future contact. This is one of the things that a lot of guys they struggle with. They're afraid to close the deal, to go for a number, for an example. Yeah, and again, I say a number. I do not do Instagram, because my Instagram is not where it should be. I know that a lot of people these days exchange online socials. I would not do it. The reason why is because with a phone number, I have direct access to you and I want to speak to you. I don't want you to qualify me on my marketing page on Instagram that I haven't updated in 17 years. Yeah? Because that's what she will be doing. So I go for the number. And if there's signals from her side, signals of interest, then I can create an opening for future contact. For an example, hey, look, I'm actually enjoying this conversation, but I have to head out soon, but maybe we can continue this another time. How can we keep this alive? Or, let's continue this another time. Let's exchange numbers. Or, hey, you know what? You actually mentioned XYZ, a shared interest. I know a great place related to that. Let's check it out next week. Let's exchange numbers. Easy, simple. When she gives you indications of interest, you can move towards an exchange of phone numbers. Yeah? All right. Now let's wrap it up. We covered 5 strategies to escape the frustrating swipe swamp and how to start real-life social interactions. Yeah, we talked about the dating app Detox. We talked about mastering social observation. We talked about low-stakes conversations. We talked about developing conversational flow. We talked about charisma and recognizing and creating opportunities to take things further. Yeah, so now you have a few tools to develop your social skills and to confidently start going out. Yeah, to actually meet people far away from the superficiality. I think that's the English word, right? Of the dating apps. Now here's the hard truth though. Every day that you stay stuck inside the swamp, you will be wasting valuable time and energy that you could be using to develop real social skills and meet amazing women in the world around you. Yeah, now imagine this. While you are frustrated, scrolling and swiping, there are actually women out there that could be a perfect match for you, but you're missing out on them because you're not investing in your ability to make that connection in real life. Men who make this shift not only drastically improve their dating lives, but also feel way more confident, way more social overall, and they never look back at the time where they depended on dating apps. So don't be the guy who's still complaining about apps in a year from now, while the solution lies in developing yourself. Now, brother, with a lot of love, if this training opened your eyes just a little bit and you're ready to take back control of your dating life by focusing on real interactions, check out our other trainings. We have tons of content aimed at improving your social skills, your charisma, your confidence, your game. Hit that subscribe button. Like this video if you found it valuable. Share it with a friend who is stuck in the dating app swamp. Yeah, we're building a community of men who choose real connections. And I want to invite you to join us. We are actually building a real community. Today, this afternoon, while I'm recording this, our online community started, our Man Academy community. If you want to be a part of that, in that community in which we organize weekly calls, give weekly free trainings, we go into the questions that you have. Yeah, not me, we have some other guys as well. One of my best friends who taught trainings to areas of people filled with over like 5,000-6,000 people. Yeah, we've got some good guys in there that will share their value, and they're very happy to help build a community of men who all want to roll up their sleeves, do the work, and to crawl up that mountain. Yeah. So take the first step today. Go out, practice, request access to our community. Just send me a message, community, and I will get you the link. Yeah, and we'll take it from there. Brother, with a lot of love, I will see you in the next video, in the next training.